The opaque hourglass drops from Desert Perpetual, and this combat bow is doing some insane amounts of damage right now. And so I'm going to go over what you want on this roll, some of the reasons why it is just so fantastic right now, and why pretty much every class should be running this for boss DPS almost all the time, until at least Temporal Blast gets patched or the values get changed. But yeah, so first of all, the most important thing that you need to get on this bow, the weapon tier doesn't matter all that much, but what you really want is explosive bolts. If you don't have this, then the roll is kind of trash. For this column, you have a few options, but I find that Bolt Scav is nice, Field Prep is pretty nice, and then Impulse Amplifier. But that's not like a huge need. And then in this column, I like Vorpal or Elemental Honing. I like Elemental Honing a lot more, but I understand it does require a little bit more brain power, but I think it's honestly pretty easy. And most of the time, you'll be getting more value with it than Vorpal. But that's pretty much everything that you need to know for rolls. I wouldn't worry too much about rails, but yeah. So beyond that, what do you need to know about maximizing this thing? Well, if you just have Temporal Blast, so, you need to make sure that this is slotted in. And if you have Explosive Bolts, then you're already doing a really significant amount of damage. Let's show it off real quick. Okay, so this is without any surges, no Radiant, no Weaken, and just Vorpal on it. We put in 5 shots there and came out with 25k, so we're getting like pretty much 5k per shot, which is, it really speaks for itself. That is really, really strong. And so a few things to know about this bow. So first of all, Oath Keepers does not work with this, so I want to just squash that idea before it's even started. So no point in Oath Keepers. But I actually find that most often the class that can take the most advantage of the bow, is Warlock. And it's in part because of and then the other thing I would say is that I really like Rain of Fire. And so if you don't want to put too much thought into using this bow, I would pretty much, it's nice to have someone with Lunafactions, and the reason why I say Lunafactions is because Lunafactions, it will maximize the reload, and Lunafactions can move reloads to be like more than their maximum amount, pretty much. Like it has a reload multiplier. And so this of course helps your entire team out. So let's see, fairly quicker. And then the next thing I would say is, if you're in like a 6-person environment, it can be nice to have one person running hierarchy and buffing like the entire team, and placing the hierarchy of needs, like the bow rings, since they affect all bows now. But it's not as significant. You shouldn't really be using hierarchy in like a solo or really even like a trio environment. It's just not worth the loss. And then my personal favorite setup, although this is, this requires a lot more practice and it is maybe a little bit more than people want for just casual gameplay, but I like to run Rain of Fire, so these boots, and then I like to also have Icarus Dash, and in my case I'm also using Heat Rises, because when you have Heat Rises you get 2 dashes instead of 1. And I'll show you kind of what this looks like. And so, since the reload's pretty long on this, what you can do instead is you can place your well, you can do Heat Rises, and then you can shoot, dash, shoot, reload, shoot, reload, shoot, dash, shoot, and you kind of have to pay attention to your Icarus Dash cooldown. Boom, dash, boom. And then what you can actually do when you run out of ammo is you can run up to it and you can pick it up. And this is just such an easy way to just get a significant amount of damage. I mean, like I said, I don't even have surges or weaken right now, and so this thing is really good. And so what do you have to know about getting this weapon? It drops from the Hydra boss and then also the final boss, like the Harpy. And so farm those 2 out until you get a good roll, and yeah, that's really all there is to it. So thanks again. We're about 400 subs from 1K, and so any help there is appreciated, but as always, watching is enough. So have a good one, and goodbye.